Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back once again. We back at it. Our weekly basketball reaction. Welcome back to Under the Umbrella Podcast. We're about to get into our weekly segment of basketball reactions, stuff that happened on the court, off the court, anything that's basketball related. We just want to react to it, talk about it, and share our thoughts. Just for you guys, anyone who missed what happened this week in basketball, and you had a busy week, you can just click on this video and we'll give you our reaction to what we feel like is important. Unless there's something else there that we didn't catch this week for basketball. But to get it started off, though, Cam, you want to let the people know how you feel, man, what's going on, how you been feeling, what, and anything else you want to put out there before we start this weekly reaction?
This is probably one of my favorite segments that we kind of just brought on this season. It just kind of gives us a chance to kind of like glance and kind of just talk about different topics, different said on the court, off the court, topics and conversations been going on in the basketball world. We appreciate everyone that keeps following us, keeps subscribing, reacting to the videos. And if you guys ever have any input you want to give us, you can always reach out to us. Take the support you guys give us very, very important. But we definitely get some input from you guys. If you feel like maybe we said if there was something that happened in the basketball world that maybe we didn't touch on this reaction video, then maybe we can add it on to the next one and kind of get feedback from you guys, because we put these videos out for the audience, for you guys. So we definitely want to bring y'all interesting topics and conversation. So if there's ever you're doing a reaction video action segment, if there's ever any conversations you guys want us to touch on, just reach out to us, let us know, and we'll add that to our list of what things we talk about during this reaction. Again, we appreciate all the support, all the love. Keep it up. We're gonna keep bringing y'all the videos.
Yeah. Like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, y'all. We also on TikTok. We put some shorts out there, but whenever you get bored and you want to look at some short, funny clips of us. But before we get it, we're going to get into it. Weekly reaction. I want to shout out Ace Bailey, Rutgers University forward. He finally made his debut, highly anticipated debut that a lot of people were had their eyes out for against McCormack I don't know the college. I think they're a D2 school or maybe a Division 1 school that just moved up from D2 to Division 1. But Ace Bailey had his debut on Wednesday and he showed out. I'm not going to lie, he showed out. I think he had about 23 and 10. Him and Dylan Harper did their thing that game. I know he been shooting sluggy from 3. But yeah, I just wanted to react to that real quick, just giving him a shout out to getting back on the court, healthy, a speedy recovery, and him showcasing his talent and let people know it's not just a Cooper flag race for the number 1 draft pick. Like he showed his talent out, and hopefully we get to see more games like that from him. And Cam, let's get into your reactions, man, because I feel like you got some real good ones.
So first, we're gonna might as well just start off with the one that's more of an off the court situation. Philadelphia 76ers have been struggling, obviously, in the NBA. I think they're in last place in the Eastern Conference still. Obviously, they've had a lot of drama going on this year with Joel Embiid and his status, as well as Paul George, who I think he got injured in their last game against Memphis. I think it was like a right knee hyperextension. He left that game early. Tyrese Maxey just returned from I think he had a hamstring injury, something like that, if I'm not mistaken, that he just returned from. But the off the court news regarding the Philadelphia 76ers was apparently after one of their losses, they had a players only meeting. Apparently somebody leak, I guess, the information about them having this meeting. Obviously, to that, it got leaked about Tyrese Maxey calling out Joel Embiid about late to practice, being late to meetings, being late pretty much everything that the team has going on. So I think he called Joel Embiid out about that, which I've heard they have a close relationship since Tyrese has been there. So I don't think there was, too much animosity about the conversation, but I think it was more so just like how if me and you are teammates and I see you slacking in the area or you see me slacking in the area and you basically pull me to the side and just have a conversation with me like, yo, like if we want to do X, Y, and Z, we need you to be the leader and be on time and things of that nature. The fact that that happened and then information got out, and then as well as the players only meeting, that information getting out, and then Joel had words about, I guess, whoever the possible was that leaked the information, called him some unfavorable names. I ain't gonna say it on the pod because we have some young viewers, so I ain't gonna say exactly what he said. um Kind of wanted to get your opinion about you felt about that. Just maybe not even necessarily what leaked, but just like locker room and like how do you think some of that stuff affect the locker room where you got guys that obviously Joel is a MVP from last year and he has clout in the NBA. Well, in the NBA, but more so with his franchise. So how do you feel about, just the players only meeting, but even just him called out for being late to meetings and film and stuff like that? I just want to know how you felt about it and what impact you think that could have on their team. Obviously, they're already struggling. So I feel like in my opinion, that's a big part of why they've been struggling, even though they've also had injuries. But I just wanted to get your take on it.
Now, for me, Embiid, you gotta be more accountable, dude. Like you already know your timeline is short, so you can't be playing around. And I'm glad it didn't spiral out to like anything physical with him and Tyrese Maxey. So it shows a level of decorum between the two of them. They have respect for each other. But yeah, you can't like. I feel like if you know you're an injured guy or injured player on the team, you can't not be there. You have to be there in some way or some form if you're not on the court. Like if that's like keeping guys morale high. Like you gotta be there. You can't be like, yo, I'm gonna show up where I want to practice. Like we know you're Joel Embiid. Everybody know you could play, but you still gotta be there. You gotta be there. Because you was upset when Ben Simmons wasn't there for his issue. So why would you like, yeah, it's different.
Exactly.
You're not away from the team, but it's the same kind of responsibility. Like you have to be there. Like, be there and be a leader. Although you're not on the court with these guys, be there and be their leader. And they're gonna respect that from you. And that alone could probably help keep that team morale up and get everybody going. But that's big on Joel to like be there. Like, and I'm glad Maxi called him out. Maxi is taking the right step is trying to be a leader because he like it seemed like he don't want to lead. And then I don't know what Paul George be doing, bro. Cam, I agree with you. Paul George needs to stop podcasting. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what he's doing. Is he like one of those guys I don't know. I don't even talk about Paul George, man. But yeah, Paul Philly, the real question for me now is Philly, who have y'all draft pick? Do you guys have y'all draft pick? Because Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey, and Harper is gonna be out there because I don't think y'all gonna turn around. That's just me. So that's my big take
Yeah.
for them is like, yo, who got y'all draft pick? I hope y'all got your own draft pick. I hope it's like protected because yeah, this gonna
Because
be a tanking year.
I'm glad you said that because that's pretty much been the conversation around this whole situation is like, oh, are they at a point season where they should just, like you said, go ahead and just call it a season and let their young guys kind of work on their player development as far as their younger guys and kind of let them play through mistakes and just see how the season goes and just sit because if you got Embiid, Paul George, and Maxey who's all been injured already, it's like I think Maxey seems like the type of guy where he's not gonna sit the whole year, nothing like that. And with his
Yeah,
injury. I
he
don't
not
think
gonna.
it's nothing that is as serious as Embiid, and then even with Paul George, the injury he got the night before in against Memphis, I think that was the same right knee that he already had issues with. So with them two, it's kind of different, and it's more like a play it by ear because of their history. I think with Maxey, I don't think he doesn't come off as a guy that is gonna let a team be like, oh well, we're gonna sit you so we can get a draft pick. Which I think if they sit Joel and PG and kind of just let Maxey out the season with the young guys and just kind of see how they gel and how they play together. If they're gonna consider tanking, I would do it that way. Um, yeah, that's really been the conversation around it. Like, should they start tanking? Which I feel like they should. I feel like you're in last place in the East. Want to put you don't want to be playing from behind that, especially that far behind, and trying to make your way up to what, like, at
Yeah.
least the 10th spot. It's like, is it, even if you make it to the play in, it's like, is it really worth it? Because
Are
you're
you gonna
most
be
likely,
healthy?
exactly, are you going to make it to that point, and are you going to play well enough to even win a game or two to get to into the playoffs? So I feel like I don't see that happening. I feel like most people don't see that happening. So I'm one of the people that feel like they should probably just call it a season, let PG and Joel sit out the whole year, try to get them as close to 100% as possible. Joel won't have to play no USA basketball this summer since that already passed. So now he can kind of use this season to kind of rest up. And even then, like you said, that was the case, that doesn't mean y'all just basically dip out on the team, kind of show up to certain things on if y'all want to show up that day. It's like if you're gonna if they're gonna go about it um like they're gonna start tanking or sitting guys, it's like, all right, well, y'all still need to be involved. Y'all still need to be working with these younger guys, giving them confidence, boosting their morale, keeping the team together, still being leaders. Because regardless of whether you're injured or not, you're still a leader. And I feel like that's
Yeah.
part of the reason why I feel like Kawhi gets the slander he gets. I feel like obviously he's a great player, but like if you're a certain level on the team, it's like you're still the leader. Like you still gotta be involved and intact with the team, because it's like then when you do come back, it's like dudes ain't around. If your teammates and stuff ain't really around you, it's like how are you gonna build chemistry and build um camaraderie with each other if you're kind of just up here and there, or you coming to the facility to get treatment and then you basically going home. And for most instances when guys are injured like that, they may not travel with the team, especially like home games and stuff like that. Like you gotta be there. You gotta be there for your team. You gotta be there for your teammates. And then with you having a younger roster, like this is a chance for you to help the coaches out, help the coaches with the younger guys, kind of try to get them on the same page. And they're gonna listen to you. Like you said, you're a Joel Embiid. We know who you are. You're a Paul George. We know who you are. They're gonna take what you guys say seriously because of the success y'all have had in y'all's career. So it's like I feel like you said, it's all about accountability. And to get on the stuff with Paul George, he still put out a episode on his podcast talking about this players only meeting. And I didn't watch it, but I'm like, bro, why? Like, why are you talking about this stuff on your podcast? This is the issue that y'all
Oh,
have. Everything
Cam.
in house.
Cam, I think he transitioning, bro. He trying to get his ESPN commentary bag going. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he probably retired at the end of this year because he take his podcast serious than his game right now. So that's my reaction to Paul George. Yeah,
He's giving me
yeah, he needs to stop
Micah
podcasting
Parsons.
for real.
He's giving me Micah Parsons vibes, and I don't like it. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
we're
He's
not
giving
hating. Like to anybody listening, we're not hating. Like, yeah, we podcasting. We not Paul George. We're not famous. We're regular guys who just talk about basketball. And we got regular jobs. No, Paul George, you need to stop podcasting. You make too much bread. And the city of Philly ain't going for none of that.
Yeah,
They
they're
not
playing
going
that.
for none of that. They will boo you. They're not going for that, bro.
He's
get right,
honestly,
get healthy. Like that's why I say give like by December. If they don't come back healthy like mid-December, yeah, tank. But Paul George, stop podcasting. Philly don't play that. You saw what they did to Ben Simmons. They won't hesitate to do it to you too, bro.
And I feel like
So he gotta chill.
I feel like he's been getting it pretty light so far. So I'm like, once it starts getting further in the season, and then they don't see no improvement, Philly fans and Philly media is gonna eat him up alive. And you know
They
how
are.
Paul George is, and he's can be real up and down when it comes to his mental. So it's like, bruh, you don't want to piss these Philly fans off. And if you know about Philly fans, if you're on the Eagles or the Sixers, even the Flyers, you don't want to piss the Philly
You gonna
fans
get
off.
that work.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely agree with that part of like the whole pod thing with Paul George. It's like, bro, like this ain't the time. Like read the room. Like this ain't the time to like if you get a consensus like decision from the team, like all right, we about to sit y'all. I guess like that's cool, but like until then, it's like, bruh, just like I don't know. Let the other two,
He
his
a
other two
basketball player, Paul George.
yeah, let the other two pod hosts, let them run that joint for a while. Like JJ Redick, he had a podcast. What happened when he got his coaching job? That's over with. Like, ain't no more pod. It's like, all right, I'm coaching now. Like, that's dead for until I'm not coaching, that's dead because he has to focus. Like, I don't. That's the part I don't get. It's like I understand wanting to control their own narrative and stuff like that. But like once it gets to a point where it seems like you're losing focus on the job at hand and what you really get paid money for, all right, now you tripping. Now you gotta put the mic down at that point.
Facts. You got another reaction for me, Cam?
And, Russell Westbrook, currently on the Denver Nuggets, just surpassed or got his 200th triple double of his career, which is I think that's the most all time. Definitely, I just wanted to shout Russ out on that because that's as much as people try to slander his name now and downplay he's done in his career. Like 200 triple doubles, that's crazy, bro. Like he's first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't care what nobody says. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Like the latter part of his career, like I don't always agree with how he plays, but his career in totality, like first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't care what nobody says. That's a fact. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I feel like 200 triple doubles alone, he should be a Hall of Famer. Obviously, he has career milestones and points and rebounds and stuff like that. He averaged a triple double, 2 or 3 seasons, MVP. So it's like, yeah, he's first ballot Hall of Famer. Even if you don't like Russ or like his game, or at least maybe you don't like his game as of now, you can't take away from what he's done in his career. And he came in the league as a guy that really didn't have a bunch of expectations. And I think the way his career ended up playing out, commendable, and I think he should get way more credit for that. And I definitely feel like he's a Hall of Famer in my book. And I feel like most people that know basketball would say that, but you do have some people that probably wouldn't agree, or they're not going to agree because of personal reasons about how they feel about Russ. But if you just look at the stats and just the on court ability alone, what he's done, it's like, nah, he's one of the greatest point guards ever. He's a Hall of Famer. So I think he definitely deserves to get his flowers for that. Because I think even when he was averaging a triple double, like people was trying to downplay it, which I understand how that's possible. But you know how the internet and stuff is these days, where they want to troll and talk bad about players and stuff like that. So I just wanted to bring that up because Russ deserves those flowers because He's done a whole bunch for the game. People don't even give him credit, I think, for how he changed the game as far as the time when he came in the league. Guys like him and Kyrie and certain D Rose, certain guards that kind of changed how the point guard is perceived and how they go about playing the game and leading their team. So I think Russ is one of those guys that is very underrated when it comes to that, on how he changed the game of basketball, especially in the NBA.
Yeah, shout out to Russ. I ain't the biggest Russell Westbrook fan. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you, but you got to give respect when the respect is due. That's definitely impressive doing that. It's the same thing. Like I tell people, like I like basketball. The people who know me personally know I don't like Russell Westbrook game because my only knock on Russ, I feel like he's the first superstar. Side note. Let's get this clear. He's definitely a first ballot Hall of Fame. I don't know who would ever argue that because this is probably a side topic, video we need to do on the side, like how easy I feel like it is to get into the NBA Hall of Fame. But anyway, back to the point. My only knock on Russell Westbrook is I think he's the first superstar I ever felt like at the point guard position. His IQ did not get better as his game aged. Usually guards, the game slow down so well for them when they get older. That's my only knock on Russ. But other than that, he deserved all his flowers because he definitely, that group of explosive guards that came in the early 2000, early 2010s, that definitely changed basketball like dramatically. We never seen guards like that before ever play basketball. It was to the point, are they point guards or are they two guards? So I'll definitely give that man his flowers, man. And nobody better be out there arguing if he's a Hall of Famer. Come on. No disrespect to T-Mac, but T-Mac is a Hall of Famer. And Russ did way more than T-Mac. Way more. So that's just being said. That's just keeping it simple.
I'm glad you brought that up about T Mac, because once we get into that episode about the Hall of Fame, I got some choice words about that one. I grew up a T Mac fan. I had T Mac shoes. I had the Orlando jersey. All of that. He was one of my favorite players. But overall, we'll have to discuss that on that episode.
Yeah, all y'all that's listening, watching, it will be an episode that come, and we're gonna talk about, is the NBA Hall of Fame easy to get in? Me personally, I think it's easy, but we can get in depth on that episode. Any more reaction, Cam, before we get out of here? I think you got one final one for me, right? Or you got two more?
What was it?
You want to hit the Anthony Edwards you told me about off cam, right?
Yeah. So other night, I think it was last night the Minnesota Timberwolves played Toronto Raptors. It was a tight game. Apparently, Randle had the ball on the perimeter. He's trying to create some space to get a shot off. Rudy Gobert has a smaller guard on him, posted up in the basket. He's calling for the ball. Julius Randle didn't give it to him. He kind of was lackadaisical about moving back out of the paint to avoid the 3-second call. The ref ended up calling an offensive 3 seconds, which ended up in them turning the ball over. And then apparently later on after that, when the game was pretty much out of hand, I think the Timberwolves was down like 5 or 7. Randall kind of threw the ball at Rudy Gobert and he dropped it. And essentially it was, in my opinion, Julius Randle that as like, this is why I didn't throw you the ball. Obviously, Rudy Gobert getting them a 3-second call, turning the ball over. His teammates ain't going to be happy about that. In the video, you can see after the 3 seconds, Anthony Edwards, when they're going down the court, he's yelling something at Rudy. It looked like no kind words for sure. Just wanted to get your opinion about that. Well, one on the play where Julius Randle didn't get him the ball. Also, reaction to what Rudy did, and instead of just you didn't get the ball, you just got off the lane. I just want to know how you felt about play and then reaction Rudy had by getting the 3-second call. And it seemed like he did it on purpose, in my opinion. It looked like he was like, all right, y'all don't want to give me the ball. I'm going to get us a turnover, which is the most selfish thing you can possibly do. I was telling you, camera, it's like, I understand. I feel like Julius Randle could have gave him the ball. See, I would, if
Oh, for sure.
give him the ball, like I was saying off camera, you better dunk it. Like if I give you the ball right there with a small guard on you, if you don't dunk the ball, I'm gonna tell the coach to take you out, or I'm just not gonna give you the ball in that position no more. At the end of the day, what am I giving you the ball for right there if you're not gonna turn around and dunk it? So that's how I feel about that particular play. But then him just staying in the lane unnecessarily, I feel like that's selfish and that's petty. And then he wonders why nobody likes him. Because you do random weird things like that, and you always in your feelings, just like last year when you got into it with Kyle Anderson on the sideline in a playoff game, and you punched him like a 2-year-old. It is like, bro, like, why do you do these things? And then you wonder why people think you're soft because you didn't get the ball. Now you force us to get a turnover because you and your feelings. I just feel like both could have went about it differently. Then this is another reason why I don't feel like the Timberwolves are a contender this year, because I just feel like there is tension on that team, on that roster. And I feel like part of it has to do with Rudy getting all that money when he got traded from Utah. So I just wanted to kind of get your take on that one.
For me, I agree with you on that. Like, Julius Randle should have been gave him the ball. But Rudy Gobert has to realize who his teammates are and the situation in the game. I got tied up. Like, yeah, 4 minutes to go. It's not the end of the game. But Rudy Gobert, you know you're not a scoring option. Like, dude, get out. Like, yes, you do have a mismatch. But you know these guys are that's their primary job. Like, go score. Julius Randle is new to the team. Like, he should just took that L, just got to the side, and then when the timeout hit, be like, yo, bro, hit me down there. Anytime I got a mismatch, just talk to him on the side. Because I think he did do it on purpose. I ain't going to lie. Because we all play with big men. If you didn't give them the ball, they play some defense or they blocked the shot. You didn't give them the ball, they ran now. I don't know why that is all big man DNA. They get tight. They be like, nah, I ain't doing nothing else. Which is understandable. You like, yo, I'm working hard. But Rudy Gobert, you get paid a lot of bread. And you ain't getting paid a lot of bread to do offense. You get a lot of bread to like rebound and block shots. Like, just move to the side and then talk to him on the sideline like, hey, bro, next time hit me with that, man. I got you. Like, instead of being petty. But Julius Randle, you got to take that L too. Like, come on, dude. Give him the ball. I know, like, it's one thing if it was like 1 minute left and you like, nah, we got to get this bucket. I don't trust Rudy Gobert. I'd be like, cool. But Julius Randle, you got to give him the ball too, though. But nah, Rudy Gobert being childish right there, man. I be seeing why Draymond be on your heels, bro. I be seeing
why it's funny, bro.
Be on your heels.
Funny because one day I was my uncle came to the crib and we always just talk about sports and stuff. And he was trying to understand the whole Rudy thing and like why dudes be coming at him. And I'm like, yo, which example do you want? Like, how many examples do you want? It's like every so often there's more and more reasons why dudes don't like Buddy. Like, be doing the most. You're always in your feelings. You crying because you didn't get picked on the All-Star team. Like that's why I told my uncle, like, yo, which one? Like, I could pull up. How many of you want me to pull up on my phone? Like, then even like the recent stuff, like with this, like I sent it to my uncle. Like, look, like every time somehow I send it to him, like, look, see, this is why. This is exactly why.
Yeah, he approached it like kind of crazy, man. Like they both did. But we all know Julius Randle low-key began tunnel vision. We all know that. But I think Rudy should have waited for a timeout and be like, hey, just tap him like, yo, bro, next time, trust me, I'm a dunk it on him. Like, then Julius Randle would have reacted a little bit different. He'd have been like, all right, I got you. That's on me. He would have probably admitted his mistake, like, yo, that's on me. You had a mismatch. But to go get the 3 seconds, he went and got that 3 second. Like, come on, Rudy, he been in the paint long enough to know, like, let me step out real quick and reset.
Exactly. You could have got off the paint in time, my boy. Like you sat there and took your time because you knew you was gonna get that 3 seconds. And it's like you being in your feelings to you is more important than us getting this win, or at least trying to tie the damn game up and go into overtime. And the Raptors ain't that good right now. So it's like we shouldn't even really be losing to them. So that I feel like that was even
That's
the
the
worst part.
fact.
Like y'all still ended up losing the game. So it's like you really was being petty and could have been trying to do something different. Both of y'all could have been doing something different to try to win the game. And what y'all both did caused y'all to lose the game. So it's like, that's why I said with the Timberwolves, they're shaky to me this year. Like, I feel like Ant is doing all of what he's doing because he really has to. Like, I didn't see, I ain't gonna lie. I was a Julius Randle fan when he was at Kentucky, and that was it. After that, once he got to the league, I was never really no big Julius Randle fan because I don't like his shot selection. I feel like he settles too much, and like you said, he gets tunnel vision. I don't like that. You're selfish. I feel like that's why when the Knicks started playing better when he was out, he knew how that shit was going. Excuse me, that he knew how that was gonna go. He knew eventually he was gonna be out of there because they don't need they rather have Jalen Brunson making decisions down the stretch as a point guard versus you being basically a 4 or 5 on that team and still trying to be on the perimeter, getting your little step back 3 game off, which that's really not even your game. Like your game is more mid range, bullying in the post, little fades here and there. It's like you shooting threes ain't your game, but I think he just fell into that trap of settling for threes a lot of times, or even settling for long twos sometimes. So I feel like they're on some shaky ground right now, and I feel like something like that happening so early in the season doesn't bode well for them sheer long run to me. I feel like there's gonna be tension there. I mean, but even last year when they got into it in the playoffs, people kind of thought the same thing. But I feel like they were able to kind of mask it more because they were sitting Rudy a lot of times in those close games in the fourth quarters and stuff like that. So I think a lot of the tension has to do with Rudy, and that's just what it is. I don't know how any other way to look at it.
Yeah. Cam, any more reaction before we head out of here, man? Before we call it a night, man. Hope everybody enjoyed the episode. You got any last thing for the folks?
That's the last of the reaction, but we always say, shout out to, all the supporters, everyone subscribing, liking the content, following us. Shout out to everyone that's been especially shout out to everyone that's been subscribing on YouTube. Like I've been saying, we just started the content to YouTube as far as the visuals. So we definitely appreciate all the people keeping up with us, following us, and all of that. We definitely appreciate it, and share, let other people know, family members, friends,
Yeah.
workers, anybody like that is interested in basketball conversation. Um, let them know about our pod. They find the conversations we have on here, they may find them interesting and want to continue to watch us. So just, spread the word to anybody that enjoys basketball like us.
Yeah. Before we get up out of here, man, next week, some key games to watch out for in college basketball. Number 1 Kansas versus number 12 Duke on Tuesday of next week. I believe that's the 20th. And then we also got on Wednesday the 20th Rutgers University versus the number 8 Alabama. Rutgers is ranked 20. We get to see these are going to be I think these are national televised game because those some big names out there. We get to see a glimpse of like the Cooper Flags and Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey and like in high basketball intensity. Like the games in the beginning of the year are more low level. So, but now they're going to be in high intensity games. Watch out for that. We probably react to that next week, depending on how everything transpired unless we get like another Paul George talking crazy on the pod, y'all. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. Like Cam said earlier, we appreciate y'all for everything. Thank you. You guys know what we say. Until next time, see you under the umbrella, man.